My dearest child, halt your thoughts for a moment, for the sound you are receiving is not a fleeting thought, but a deliberate and immediate message from my heart to yours. I have orchestrated this very moment because I have witnessed the refining of your soul, the deepening of your capacity to hold the profound truth I am ready to entrust to you. I speak now with an urgency that carries the weight of eternity, a revelation that has been prepared for the fulfillment of your unique destiny. Wherever you stand, whatever the storm around you, I am drawing near to illuminate the tapestry of your life, proving that no thread, no experience, was ever without purpose. Not one moment of your striving has escaped my attention. Every sacrifice was noted, every private battle recorded, and every deep, unspoken longing of your spirit has been preserved in my archives. I implore you to give me your undivided attention. Let these words not be a fleeting thought, but a seed breathing life into your innermost being. Clear your mind of future anxieties, simply stop and truly listen. What I place in your hands today is the master key, designed to unlock chambers that have seemed eternally sealed. The potential that has felt trapped within you is now authorized to move and manifest. I remember every moment you searched the silence for a sign, every tearful plea for clarity that went unseen by others. Today, this is your undeniable confirmation: I am with you. And the unfolding of something magnificent for your life is already in motion. I know the seasons you walked alone, the despair that suggested you were forgotten, the doubt that questioned the efficacy of your earnest prayers. Today, I declare that your petitions not only ascended to me, but they are now returning to you as answers. The span of your waiting was not stagnation, but divine orchestration behind the veil. While you perceived a standstill, I was meticulously clearing obstacles and setting paths you could not yet visualize. Every perceived delay served as a calibration, ensuring that the arrival of your blessing would align perfectly with your purpose. This is the hour of your emergence, the moment of your perfect alignment. It is the time to grasp that you were never, for a single second, left behind. Take a deep, deliberate breath and allow the certainty of my presence to envelope you. Let the chaotic rhythms of the world fall away as your heart and soul align with my peace. Each pulse of your life is a testament to the promise that stretches out before you. I was your anchor when you considered surrender. I held you when your strength dissolved. I sustained you when your weariness was invisible to all others. I not only remember your human frailties, but I honor your relentless effort, the courage of the nights you endured, and the quiet acts of faith that were performed solely for me. I want you to understand, without a shadow of doubt, that nothing you have traversed has been wasted. What you perceived as an ending was, in reality, the forging of a foundation for an extraordinary new beginning. The crushing disappointments, the doors that closed with a deafening sound, the dreams that suffered delay, these were all integral elements in the process of your refinement. Where anguish took root, I planted a seed. Where silence reigned, my promise was being shielded. These seeds are now surging with life within your spirit. You will feel a new, insistent stirring, a dormant strength awakening. Situations that once felt impossibly complex will begin to resolve themselves with an unexplained clarity. Do not shrink from the memories. They are not chains to bind you, but compass points that carry immense purpose. There is a sacred, invisible heritage connected to your life, a treasure that cannot be diminished by time or death. A soul once loved you with profound devotion, and that love was consecrated to me. Today, I transfer that inheritance back to you, for true love is an eternal currency. It is transforming into wisdom, providing direction, and fueling your strength. What seemed absent is now taking on tangible form. The gifts you thought were lost are beginning to stir. Pathways will appear so that you can fulfill the covenant set before you. Let your heart now fully heal. Let your hope soar again. Release the burdens of old guilt. Unclench your hands from the weight of things left unsaid. Instead, respond to the invitation I extend to you now: open your spirit. Open your vision. Open your life to the fresh currents I am ushering in. By acknowledging my voice, the very heavens are mobilized on your behalf. By choosing belief, the unseen forces are set in motion. By surrendering to my guidance, I will execute things in your life that transcend your wildest imagination. Breathe deeply again, for this is merely the threshold of an extraordinary unveiling. Beloved child, focus your inner ear, for I am about to unveil a profound truth concealed within the narrative of your own life. There was a person, a precious soul, whose presence showered you with love, guidance, and uncompromising care. This individual did not simply leave behind a collection of memories, they bequeathed an invisible, eternal legacy that is immune to the corruption of time or the finality of death. This legacy is not comprised of papers or earthly goods, but of spiritual seeds, sacred offerings I have protected on my altar, now ready to blossom fully within you. Every single gesture of love, every piece of simple, honest counsel, every word of kindness they uttered was recorded before my throne. Even in moments when this person felt weak, they found the strength to intercede for you, placing your name directly into my keeping, asking for your protection, a luminous future, and a complete life. I collected every single prayer. No intercession was ever dismissed. No tear fell without significance. I gathered each plea and preserved them as living seeds, waiting for the perfect moment of their germination. That moment is definitively now. You may believe that the resilience you carry today is solely the product of your own experience. But I tell you, it is far more. Much of the unique gifting, the unexpected flashes of wisdom, and the inner strength that began to emerge following their departure are all components of this legacy. The courage that seemed to appear from nowhere, the intuitive decisions that steered you clear of peril, the inexplicable wisdom in moments of pressure, these are all irrefutable evidence that the legacy is thriving within you. This is not chance, it is continuity. It is the absolute transformation of love into divine purpose. Reflect on your last true conversation, the final gaze, the silent embrace that became a permanent fixture in your soul. It may have felt like a painful culmination, but it was a prophetic seal. In every subtle movement, there was foreshadowing. In every spoken or unspoken word, a promise was being affixed. Do not ever undervalue these memories. I have hidden within them the very keys that will guide your next steps. When I speak of this inheritance, I am not referring only to sentiment. I am speaking of an enduring, silent voice that continues to speak guidance and assurance to you. You are not adrift. The unbreakable bond forged by true love was not shattered by separation. It simply transitioned into a higher form of connection. The one who loved you is still actively with you, living in the vibrant seeds now surging toward light in your life. I am the God who elevates memories into enduring legacies, transforms tears into unbreakable promises, and turns painful absence into profound destiny. Today, I seal this truth: nothing has been lost. Nothing was in vain. Everything that seemed to fade was merely waiting for this appointed time to burst into bloom. Receive this revelation deep into your spirit. You bear marks that are not merely scars, but signs of an eternal continuation. You are the definitive answer to prayers voiced long ago. You are the harvest of intercessions sown in faith and love. You are the vibrant continuation of a legacy that did not cease with their farewell, but now flourishes uniquely in and through you. Hold this truth as an unshakable foundation: what began with pure love now lives in you as your sacred mission. Beloved child, I need you to grasp the magnitude of what I am activating within your spirit this very moment. What existed as a cherished memory yesterday is now moving as a palpable, living force within your heart. The seeds that were sown in secret, watered by devotion, and shielded on my altar have reached their full maturity. The inheritance is no longer dormant, it is ascending like powerful branches breaking through the earth toward the light. I infuse you with my life so that you understand, this legacy is not a sentiment, but a defined path you are commissioned to walk. The abilities that are beginning to surface are not accidental, they belong to the new structure I am establishing in your life. The instant wisdom that arrives in crucial moments is not luck. The profound courage you find when every impulse is to retreat is not blind impulse, it is sourced from me. The crystal clear intuition that steers you away from detrimental choices is a divine light I have placed within you. I designate this a mantle because it covers you, marks you as my own, and propels you forward in power. Accept this truth as both a sacred responsibility and an unparalleled privilege. Nothing has been forfeited along your path. The separation that wounded your soul did not conclude your narrative, it merely shifted the method of its continuation. The love you received through human kindness was gathered by me and is now restored to you as powerful spiritual provision. Time did not erase the truth, it simply refined it, ensuring it would shine with maximum brilliance at its appointed hour. And that hour is now. I raise you up as the living embodiment of what was initiated in profound love. You will begin to experience concrete signs of this transfer, the perfect words will surface when a loved one is in distress. A deep-seated compassion will allow you to see beyond the surface and minister to wounds without causing further pain. Discernment will empower you to filter truth from noise, to prioritize the essential over the urgent, and to always choose the true path over any tempting shortcut. You will witness pathways that have been blocked for years begin to open effortlessly, as though an invisible, precise key has been turned within their locks. This key is the legacy working on your behalf. Do not ever underestimate the significance of what I have entrusted to you. Small acts rooted in obedience will unlock monumental doors. A timely word of encouragement, a selfless act of service, a sincere forgiveness offered even when the injury is fresh, each of these actions sets formidable spiritual forces into motion. The inheritance I empower you with is designed for multiplication. What appears insignificant in my hands is never small. With unwavering consistency, the seed yields the harvest. With steadfast faithfulness, the quiet whisper becomes a sweeping torrent. Utilize the gifts I have given you. Prioritize the silence that centers you, the prayer that grounds you, the wisdom that sharpens you, and the service that fully matures you. I will establish a rhythm in your life so that you are never swept away by the world's frantic pace. You will learn to decline what depletes your energy and embrace what fuels your mission. You will optimize your daily routines, cherishing your body as a temple and your mind as a garden, for your inheritance requires fertile ground to flourish. Should doubt attempt to whisper that you are inadequate, recall the distance I have brought you and the countless times I have been your lifting power. Should comparison seek to restrain you, remember that I did not fashion you to imitate others, but to fully live the truth of your own story. Shatter the old labels. Release any silent vow you made to guilt. I did not give you a mantle to be concealed, I anointed you to walk boldly in the light. What you lacked in human strength, I have replaced with divine grace. What you lacked in certainty, I provide with unwavering counsel. I have stationed guards around the promise, ensuring it cannot be seized by fear, rashness, or utter exhaustion. With every subsequent step, I will scrutinize your motives and align your heart so that the gift I have given becomes pure service, never a performance. The legacy you embody carries the weight of my glory. And where there is my glory, there must also be profound humility. Cultivate the ability to celebrate without arrogance, to advance without being driven by rush, and to rest without abandoning your post. In this manner, the mantle will remain light upon your shoulders. Now, I request a simple, decisive act of faith. Connect deeply with this message in your soul and confirm with your intention what you have just received. Embrace this moment as a sealing in your spirit of the truth you know is real. I am not asking for a favor, I am inviting you to participate in a prophetic declaration. When you move in faith, I will open doors that no human power can ever close. Inhale deeply and acknowledge that the transformation has already begun within you. The fragmented pieces are starting to coalesce, and what was once a confusing mist is now coming into brilliant focus. Carry this awareness into every facet of your life, your relationships, your work, and your deepest solitude. The legacy I entrust to you is not meant for you alone, it is a light for many. Very soon, I will bring back old, hidden questions that you suppressed long ago. Bring them to me, for I will answer them with perfect clarity. Walk with me into the next unfolding where your heart will discover profound meaning in what has seemed utterly incomprehensible. My beloved son, I know the precise questions that have haunted your heart since the day you first felt the crushing loss of that precious soul. I heard the silent, anguished cry of your being asking, why did this occur? Where are they now? Are you truly hearing me? Do you still think of me? I am intimately familiar with every thought that invaded your quiet dawn, when the pain of longing was an unbearable weight. Today, I answer you directly, not with human logic, but with the undeniable truth that only heaven can impart. Nothing was in vain. Nothing was random. Nothing transpired outside the scope of my perfect knowledge. The earthly time allotted to that person was completed, but the sacred mission initiated in love is vibrantly alive in you. Son, I saw you gaze into the void, fearing that your own life would remain perpetually empty. I was present when the memories brought a searing pain that offered no relief. I watched you long to reverse time, to change the course of events, to bypass the agony of separation. But I need you to realize now, nothing could derail the perfect plan I meticulously designed. Even what registers as an irrevocable loss carries within it the seeds of a future harvest that is now ready to bloom. The parting you assumed was final opened a precise doorway to a new cycle, and that cycle is now aggressively unfolding within your spirit. You have repeatedly challenged me, are you still near? Have you truly abandoned me? And I declare to you, no, you have not been abandoned. Genuine love is indestructible, it only transitions in form. The sacred bond forged by tears, by kindness, and by quiet sacrifices was witnessed and validated by me. This is why I affirm, the life that touched yours remains an active legacy, an ongoing intercession, a spiritual inheritance. The ache of longing you feel is a powerful sign that love is not dormant, and this love is now powerfully expressing itself in the gifts, the courage, and the unwavering purpose that are blossoming within you. You believed you were merely carrying memories, but in truth, you are bearing a calling. You believed you were simply holding on to the past, but in truth, you are embracing a mission. Before their departure, that life placed your name deliberately before me, consecrated your future days to my care, and pleaded with me not to leave you comfortless. I recorded every single prayer, every subtle request, and every hidden tear. I am now showing you that the answer to those prayers is you. You are the vital continuation of a work that is far from finished. You are the essential bridge between what was faithfully planted and what is destined to grow. Beloved child, I refuse to allow you to remain tethered to the consuming questions. I want you to wholeheartedly receive the answers that will finally set you free. Stop asking if you could have acted differently. That life's appointed time was reached, and it was never within your power to extend it. What was truly in your hands was love, and that love was given fully, received deeply, and eternally sown. What you carry now is the legacy, and that legacy is meant to be lived, amplified, and honored. Do not carry guilt, for this inheritance is not based on your merit, but on my unbreakable promise. I saw you when you felt unworthy to carry on. I saw you when you confessed, I possess no strength. I have no ability. Today, I command you, stop focusing on your weaknesses, because I have deliberately chosen you. From the moment you were conceived, I knew precisely who you would become and the divine purpose you would carry. Even before your birth, I prepared the path that would lead you to this exact moment. You are not here by a random accident. You are an indispensable part of an eternal, living plan. Your human fragility does not surprise me, in fact, it is in your moments of vulnerability that my strength is made gloriously perfect. Do not recoil from the call, for it is mightier than your pain, stronger than your loss, and more enduring than the absence you feel. Heir of heaven, it is time for you to grasp that your life holds a purpose that stretches far beyond your conscious choices. A powerful spiritual lineage is unfolding through you, and the stories of profound faith, selfless sacrifice, and quiet surrender are now being carried forward on your unique journey. When you look back and recall the presence of that person, remember this: all the goodness they demonstrated did not vanish with their passing. It was indelibly recorded before my eyes. I take goodness and I multiply it, transforming it into clear, undeniable direction. I take the seeds of love and transform them into the tangible fruits of purpose. You are not destined to exist only in the realm of memory, but to live as the continuation of the work they initiated. You are not meant to be cemented in what is gone, but to rise powerfully because of what still remains. Do not weep as one who has lost everything, but let your tears become the water that nourishes your promised land. Every tear that soaked your pillow was meticulously collected by me and is now enriching the soil of your mission. You were not abandoned by chance, you were specifically chosen to carry on what was begun. I am unequivocally with you. Do not deviate from this revelation. When waves of nostalgia threaten to overwhelm, remember that they are also fuel for your journey. When questions resurface, remember that I have already provided the answers you need. When you strain to understand the why, remember that you do not require all the explanations to fulfill your purpose. You only need to know that you are firmly in my hands, and I will consistently lift you up to continue. So my child, accept this truth deep into your heart. A crucial mission continues through you. The love you received did not cease, it became your defined purpose. The pain you endured did not shatter you, it shaped you to carry this sacred mantle. The absence you feel is not empty, it is ascendant. What appeared to be an earthly finality was merely the commencement of a heavenly cycle. You are the living proof that my promises never fail and that what is truly initiated in love can never be extinguished. Now, breathe deeply and allow this certainty to saturate every fiber of your being. What seemed to have concluded is still vigorously in motion, and this movement flows directly through you. Receive it, embrace it, and walk forward in faith. I am your God, and I want you to know with all assurance, nothing was in vain, and nothing was truly lost. Everything continues within you, my child. Recall that defining moment when everything seemed to shatter. The final conversation, the last lingering gaze, the simple, heartfelt gesture that remains etched in your memory. Perhaps you perceived it only as a painful farewell. But today, I reveal to you, every single detail was a powerful prophecy. Nothing happened by accident. Nothing was void of meaning. Every unspoken word carried an eternal consequence. Every tear that welled in that person's eyes was a silent, consecrated prayer offered before my throne. I was there, receiving every subtle movement, gathering every sigh, and converting it all into an eternal gift for you. The last glimpse you had of that face was not simply an ending, but the definitive sealing of a legacy. The silence that filled the space was more than just grief, it was confirmation. The broken heart that cried out for continuity had its plea ascend to me. This is why I tell you now, that moment was a seed. What appeared to be a final goodbye was, in reality, an ascension. It was not a loss, but the deliberate passing of a mission. And that mission now resides firmly in your hands. When you reflect on that expression, that hand extended, that look that communicated far more than any language, you are confronting a prophecy. Everything that felt ordinary was, in truth, profoundly heavenly. The one who departed knew they could not complete it all, but they trusted, completely, that you would carry it forward. I confirm this certainty deep within your soul. Feel it now, because the resonant echo of that moment is still powerfully speaking into your spirit. You were never abandoned. You were handed an inheritance, a calling, and a sacred, profound responsibility. So, I encapsulate this truth in 3 powerful words that I now speak directly over you: live for me. Live with the relentless passion that person dreamed for you. Live with the clear purpose that was sealed by their prayers. Live not merely to exist, but to leave behind a trail of love, unwavering faith, and absolute devotion. Live as the undeniable proof that what begins with tears is destined to culminate in a mighty harvest. Live because there is a promise that urgently requires your voice, your hands, and your decisive steps to be realized. And I do not merely call you to live, I guarantee that I will provide for you. Doors will swing open before your path. Resources that were previously held back will be abundantly released. And pathways that seemed permanently blocked will be made perfectly clear. I didn't just call you, I will sustain you. I didn't just give you a mission, I will provide the means for its fulfillment. What appears stuck will suddenly begin to move with force. You will witness abundant provision where there was once scarcity. You will find absolute answers where there was only unsettling silence. The harvest is coming, not because of your human merit, but because the solemn prayer of the one who departed was heard and is now being powerfully answered. And now, my child, I ask you for one final, clear act of faith. Just as that person placed their trust in me and poured out prayers for you, today I invite you to seal this word in your heart. Write the number 777 with unshakable faith, for it is the sign that you receive this inheritance, that you accept this mission, and that you trust completely in my word.